Hey everyone, this is Eric with Daily Walkoff, and I thought it might be fun this morning to play the Mariners live with you. That's my hometown team, so I usually play them to test our puzzles in advance and maybe play one or two other teams as well. But I saved them for today so that we could play it together and find out if I could hit a home run for the puzzles that I helped create for the team that I watch most closely. So here are our categories for January 14th. We've got 2005, mainly played outfield, 2005, mainly played infield, 2010's top 10 home runs, and then 2020's top 5 home runs through 2023. So we'll start in the top left there. We've got Richie Sexson listed. Did play a little outfield in his career, but not really with the Mariners. Was mostly a first baseman and DH in his time here. So let's flip him over to infield. 2005 sounds like the right era for him. I remember him hitting something like 6 grand slams in a season and a half here. So he was a little bit middling otherwise at times, but anytime the bases were loaded, you wanted to show up when Richie Sexson was there because he seemed to always come through. Julio in the 2005 outfield, nope, definitely in the last few years. So let's flip him with Randy Wynn. Randy Wynn came over from the Giants around that time in 2005, so that could make sense. Now, Franklin Gutierrez was an outfielder, but 2005 is a little bit early for him. So let's flip him and Jeremy Reed because both those guys are center fielders, but I believe that Jeremy Reed was the center fielder right after Mike Cameron left, or maybe there was like a year of Ichiro playing center field there in the middle, but Jeremy Reed was a center fielder around that time. Speaking of Ichiro, let's get him over there to the 2005 outfield because that makes sense. The only other category that he could even potentially be in would be 2010's top home runs, but he got traded in like 2012, I think, and then came back briefly in like 2018. So I don't think his home run totals would be enough from those seasons to vault him into the top 10. So Richie Sexson here in the 2005 infield makes sense, but Cal Raleigh does not. So let's flip him and Brett Boone. Cal Raleigh goes to the 2020s, and then Brett Boone, of course, he had a very notable season in 2001. He was really good 2001 through, let's say, 2003 for the Mariners, but I believe 2005 was his last year here, and I just saw a video actually where it was talking about how I think he got DFA'd in about the middle of that season, so that would make sense. And then Dustin Ackley, 2005 is too early for him, so let's flip him and Beltre. Beltre was there when Felix was coming up, and they became good friends like mid to late 2000s, so that era makes sense. And then for our 2010s top home runs, which has sort of become our leftovers column, Gutierrez, really great defensive center fielder, okay hitter. Unfortunately, had his career cut short by injuries, but I could believe it. Dustin Ackley, that's a bit of an indictment on the organization if he's top 10 in home runs for that decade because he's a bit of a flamed out prospect, but okay. And then Mitch Haniger came over from the Diamondbacks in like 2017, so I mean, he probably hit 80 home runs or so in that 3-year span. Maybe not quite, but that could do it. And then, these three guys are all on the 2020s team, rather. So let's flip it to pro mode on the off chance we missed one. Then we won't have a ton of hints, so we'll have to figure it out. And I'll hit swing here. All right, bingo. We went 4 for 4. So cool. Home run. Thank you all for playing. Thanks for sharing your results. We love hearing anecdotes about players that you were reminded of, or hey, I share this with my friends, or I play with my parents. Those things are always so fun for us to hear about. So thank you for sharing and connecting with us. And if you like this format, let us know. We could try and make this a little bit more of a regular thing.